Welcome back, everyone, to episode 12 of Just Because Minecraft. This week was interesting. I had some real life things to sort out, and this week was just a week. But regardless, the show must go on, and today we're just going to be doing a simple farm. And really, it's more of this is a follow up to kind of what I worked on in the last episode. And because now that we have a slight sort of storage for our pumpkins and melons, well, we need pumpkins and melons. Pumpkins and melons are useful in general Minecraft, as you know, for villager trading, and also, honestly, why not? It helps. So, it helps for aesthetics, and honestly, I could use with sprucing up the stalls a little bit more, but I need more pumpkins and I need more melons. So therefore, we will go do that. With that, I have actually some of the materials in the box that I accidentally left behind. And what we're going to do is we're going to be using um, kind of what is considered like a standard pumpkin and melon farm layout, which is what I think, I don't know who first made it. I believe Il Mango has a video on his channel, that details kind of the general idea. It's either him or it's Dembon. So if I find the links, the correct links, and if it's neither of them, I'll put whoever it is down in the description below. But basically, the general principle of this idea is that, and hopefully I don't lose the shulker blocks because I can't find my previous redstone box, but the general idea is you have an observer, um, have a note block, and you have a repeater. So what you end up doing is, I believe, I need some temporary blocks as well. But what you want to do is that as the observer updates, so I believe, let's do it this way. And then if we put it down, right. We don't have shears. I never have shears with me when I do this. And I actually need those wool blocks later. But what you do is you put the observer down there, and basically this observes whatever's here, and that's going to be your pumpkin melon stem. You put down things here, and then in order to power it, I believe is it note block? No, I think it's, okay, it's main thing and then it's note block, I believe. And the idea is, and we can trigger this really quick. Right. And then we can trigger, we put something like here, and then, okay, that doesn't count as a thingy. Okay, back. Let's see. Let's get some dirt. And then basically it wants to sense it. So I think if we just do this, nope, that doesn't work either. Um, we'll just put it right here. But once the observer makes a sound, as you see, those come down. So if we do that again, the pistons come down. And the idea of this is that when you have pumpkins and melons, I can show you over here, is that we have the stem, right? And basically the stem can either look like this or it can look like this. And a pumpkin and melon can be produced on one of these force adjacent kind of tiles or blocks around the stem. The stem actually has a change of state which the observer can detect, and therefore the pistons push down, breaking the pumpkin melon. Then we will have pistons pushing. We will have a minecart collecting the items. This is it's pretty standardized design, I believe. I don't. Again, I don't. It's kind of like common nowadays for pumpkin melon farms because this farm is actually very stackable. Um, and because once you get kind of this basic layout, then what you do is you can just put like another layer on top, put it with dirt, and just like so on and so forth, and keep building up. It becomes thicker. I don't know what's like the max number of layers, and I definitely do not need a lot of layers or anything. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be doing like one layer of each, and we're going to also create a mini storage hub down here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out this part, and then we can have kind of a storage silo or something that goes down here, and we can have, let's see, I have enough space to make it 3x3, and then we'll have this go underground because all the best storage systems are underground. No, this is not because I don't really want to build up high and I prefer digging to, uh, nah. But yeah. And also this gets us a little bit more building materials that we can use, but we can build our storage system down there. But honestly, it's best to first build the farm and then have kind of like a temporary storage and then slowly filter the items, or build the farm to a point where it's like not producing. Where it's not necessarily producing anything at the moment, but have it lay out so, because I don't really super know how I want the items to flow. I'm thinking of using one of the kind of common item filter storage systems and whatnot. But for now, we need to also get some pretty expensive materials and also figure out what the outside of this building is going to look like. I do want it to kind of match with this theme over here. So this has kind of like a dark, overgrown kind of vibe to it. So what we can do is that we can kind of make it look like an older ruin with kind of this modern-ish repaired look to it. Which I think is what we're going to go for, because I do like this overgrownness that we have here that I haven't, I say I would finish, I haven't finished this. I still have like the fungus, or the glow shrooms. What are these called? Shroom lights. I still have the shroom lights that I need to put on the back. It's fine. No one lives on this world other than me. So like, I just have to deal with my own sins. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But regardless, we're gonna have to pick up some more materials, and that requires some time and waiting because of the fact that I actually did not level up my villagers completely, specifically my stone color villagers. Um, this, why must you do this to me? Okay, and I haven't leveled these up completely, so they don't all have their quartz trades. Plus I need to get said emeralds for the quartz trades. I am tempted sooner or later to build a raid farm and literally just use it to get the totems and to get the emeralds. I think there is something else you can get from the raid farms that might be important, but since I have a witch farm in the back, need more rockets. Since I have a witch farm already set up, there's no real reason for me to collect any of the kind of things from the witches, or collect any of the witch drops. There is a good raid farm that's been working for most people out there by ENX04. I will probably attempt that in a creative world first before I actually build it here. The other issue that I have with the raid farm is that I'm gonna have to transport villagers like miles away. So it's a consideration. It's also, do I really have the time and energy and patience to move these idiots around? I have enough villagers. Villager moving when is very painful in vanilla. And I also say this because I've been playing a modded series. I've been playing a or not modded series. I've been playing modded Minecraft, and I have the mod in their easy villagers, and you would not believe how nice it is to be able to just click on a villager and pick them up and store them in chests and move them around. because honestly, that is the best thing in the world because you don't have to worry about like, oh, like when you get them out of the minecart, will they like pop out of the minecart? Because you just don't have to worry about that. And it's great because again, like there's just so many like you can call it like points of error when you have something like that. And just being able to place villagers like you would be able to place like you'd be able to place a block. Honestly, best mod. It saves me so much grief, and it's also really easy because they also have a way of cycling through the trades that does not involve you having to break the work table or break their like bench right here. Um, and it's just great because you can cycle through them and you can go through like so many trades so much faster and just be like, yeah, like I want like, all right, that's like feather falling, or be like, oh, I can try for like I can try for like a cheaper trade or something. Like in the beginning, I definitely like try to like avoid doing that because I really was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to get the cheaper trade. Like it is in the long run, but it's when you're first trying to get at least like that mending book in the beginning, it's definitely I don't want to sit here for like 2 more hours and try to like try to get like a 10 emerald mending book, especially since I'm actually playing on easy, which I think I've mentioned a few times. Um, um, but because I'm on easy, that means that I can't do the zombie curing of villagers. I could, of course, change my game to hard just to do it, but I rather not, honestly. I don't think. I think if I'm going to start on easy, I'm just going to stay with easy. So that's like the one thing that I can't do. Um, this is not enough quartz. This is definitely not enough quartz. I could go mining, but I don't want to. Hmm. The big reason of why I don't want to go mining for quartz is because I wanna, cause that when you have quartz blocks, you can't turn this back into um what do you call it? You can't turn this back into normal quartz or normal quartz. Once you have a block of quartz, it's kind of like it's stuck as a block of quartz. Um, and it's very it's kind of like then therefore I would need to like okay, you can get renewable quartz. I would need to get a bartering farm up and running. So we can do something that looks like this. And then let's see. We can actually let's turn this inner ring into something else. So this is where gonna be where my mine carts are. And what we can do is design this. I'm designing this on the fly. Let's see. And then we can have a cool pattern. We can have a like a target like pattern, and that would actually save us a little bit on the quartz. So let's do that on this side. And since we have our colored wool, I was actually going to use that for, what do you call it? I was going to use that for something. I was going to use that for the top part, but no, I don't mind. I don't mind using it for something else, honestly. Creativity strikes, and I'm out of quartz. But I'm gonna get more quartz, and I'm gonna have to go sleep really quick, but that gives me a chance to check up on the wolf farm and see if I have produced any more orange. I haven't actually been playing off what is it, offline for a bit. I haven't been playing as much offline, so my wool farm is not has not been producing really anything. Um, but I have oxidized some of the copper, which I think is saying something. Um, I don't know how that much copper got oxidized, to be fair. Um, but it's something. But we're gonna take a nap, and then I think after this, I'm just gonna like get kind of the base level set, and then I'll probably see you guys back when I have kind of the bulk of it label or the bulk of it kind of fixed and or made and all that. So with that, I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, hi. Oh, I can't believe I was so stupid. So, remember in the last episode we had a goat? Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. He died. He's gone. Oh, I was so embarrassed as to how he did. So what happened was I didn't even know. He fell down here and he was kind of floating a bit, like, just kind of floating in midair. And it was like not that far. It was like a few pixels. But I guess because of like momentum and he was sitting there, I forgot about the whole momentum thing. So this is the thing. Oh, I'm so embarrassed, but like, oh, hopefully the AC is not making too much noise. But like, it, he just died from fall damage. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I just came over here to like get some materials and some stuff, and he's just gone. Goat boy, the first of your name. Rip. Um, I should have put a water bucket down first, because momentum, and we had him for one episode. I feel so bad. Okay, we'll make it another episode to get a goat. He naturally spawned too, so like maybe right now we only have like dumb sheep and pigs and cows and a chicken who lays too many eggs and some the occasional slime down there. Oh, I'm so I oh so we interrupt our farming to bring you the news of Goat Boy's demise, and unfortunately, I need to get a new goat. I was hoping that I could get a horn from him, but it seems like that dream is a little too much. But with that, this gives me a good chance to update you on some progress. I put in most of the redstone pieces. The only thing that is missing is I'm missing some orange wool up here. Um, but the note blocks are all set, and then the watermelon or the melon side is pretty good. Right now, I'm trying to lay out a kind of a base for what I want this to kind of look like. And the whole idea, again, is that we're trying to go for this kind of overgrown look. Um, so I'll probably build it up and then tear parts of it down. So that way it's like kind of we have the idea of what it would look like when it's finished, tear off parts of it, and then repair again. So of course this should be done in more like a creative mode, and I'll probably have parts of like this building created, built, and so on and so forth, as well as figuring out what we want to do with like the paths and trying to connect them up to kind of this structure and what later will be this structure. This structure is going to be I'm going to move this portal upwards so we can get a tower so we can kind of connect these in terms of like height. So we'll have kind of like a up, medium, and this is going to be like our low-ish kind of building. And then we'll kind of transition this into then a more rustic-ish area. So this area, hopefully we can try to make it more cohesive, which might mean that I have to tear down or modify these buildings or do something with that. But yeah, I'm gonna continue working on this. And I need to get the storage system dug out. So I'll see you guys then. Bye. And I'm done. Kind of. So it's not completely finished. There are some detailing things I need to do, but this is the general structure of our farm. And as you see, I'm using kind of like a really like kind of quote unquote stupid system to get the melons and the pumpkins. Though I am having this issue, which I had in my previous when I was testing this in my career work, but sometimes where like it'll drop and it'll drop down, and then like the animation keeps dropping or so. But yeah, anyway, this has been running for questionable time period. But I've started kind of making these barriers on the side, and the whole point of this is just to kind of fill this in with glass kind of later on and kind of encase this a little bit more. But you end up then having this like one wide kind of walking space over here. But the melon pumpkin farm is basically done, and really I don't need that many melons and pumpkins at this point. Um, if I need more, you can build these up, I believe. I think there's other methods that you can probably do this, and like build something like that. But the general idea is that you detect the stems and then pistons push down, and so on and so forth. And then I kind of decorated the storage area because, yeah, I don't decorate. Um, I did find this, I think this is the white terracotta, I believe. White glazed terracotta. And I thought it kind of matched because it has like that white-ishness, but it gets the green. I was planning, I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this like full copper, so you have like the orange as we had over there with the green, but having them both green also like is perfectly fine. I don't, it's not it hasn't been running for a long time. The pumpkins also had a few issues because the rails were working funny, but hopefully, yeah, the rails were working funny. Um, so the melons are a little bit like they're working. It's been on longer, so to speak, because what ended up happening is right over here. I have this really, I had this really funny thing where what it would do, it was like it would turn and then it would kind of like turn back into that and then supposedly go along. But for some reason, I think due to how Minecraft kind of like chooses what direction the rail goes in when it goes onto like a power rail from the side, like let's say you have a rail, do I have a rail? You have like a rail that goes like into it like that. What direction it goes is like determined by some either set value or randomness. Or it's definitely a set value, but because of that, this one actually kept just going into a loop, so I ended up just switching it to a basic, like a basic just powered rail into a block, so it's fine. But hopefully this gives me melons and pumpkins. Oh, it's going to give me melons and pumpkins, but hopefully it'll give me enough for, I guess, one, it's villager trading, but two, it's like, they're really good, like, decoration blocks and just, that you can use and so on and so forth. And I've also started slowly organizing the chests. I say as as you see me quickly rummage through all my shulker boxes, that it is going very, very slowly and definitely not fast enough. But I've at least like seen the need of, I have too many grass blocks and I need to put my grass blocks away, and so on and so forth. But the storage system is slowly coming along, and I'm slowly destroying this as well. And I still need to finish the tree. So there's actually still a lot to do. Still a few other projects that I need to finish, but at least the pumpkin and melon farm, that is one thing that is finished, quote unquote. I still want to give it some like kind of extra extra decoration, but more or less along the lines of making this look like ruined or so on and so forth. So we can kind of demonstrate this by, like, if we punch out, like, let's say these 3 blocks, take that really quick, and then we'll turn like these into like slabs, right? Maybe I didn't have to do all the slabs, but it's kind of like, yeah, it looks like you have like a like your thing is like slowly crumbling, and I don't like when it thunderstorms. I don't have a trident yet. I should probably get one, so that way I can actually make use of these trident, the thunderstorms, and try to get charge creepers. But that's scary, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, but basically the idea is to make this look a little bit more ruined and definitely add some more greenery around. So we try to match this kind of style that, or this style of like overgrown, and like this is supposed to be like the older area or like the old ruined area. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna add some like skulk. I feel like I've said that a few times about adding like skulk to stuff, and like seeing how that ends up like looking see, because you definitely get that like that nice like ruined look from what is it, from skulk, and you or not necessarily ruined look. I don't know if that's the correct word for it, but you get kind of like that you get kind of like the that feeling of like, okay, this what do you call it, this, with the ancient cities at least, it's like it's been overgrown a little bit more, so on and so forth, so you can like play around with that. So just punch out some of this, and then probably want to see if we can get some stairs here, so on and so forth. But that's kind of like the decorating I want, and I still don't. I think one thing that's biting me in the foot a lot is, or biting me in the butt a lot is, or whatever the phrase is, I don't know, is the fact that I don't really have a set plan of where I'm going with a lot of this stuff. So it is like, I feel like 10 times slower to like make things, because it's like, oh, well, like, do you know what you're doing? And like the answer is usually no, but you know, that's what we do around here. Um, how crumbling bits of the wall might throw a few on here to kind of be like, yeah, that piece of wall fell down. Um, let's see. I don't know. Would this look? Does that look like it kind of fell? Kind of, a little bit. Not exactly, but it has that. Yeah, I probably have to do more, like just punch out more of this, and then we can also change the textures. Probably punched out too much there. And then we can add a. I have another stair block. I don't. Um, and since this is like texturing, it's very. I don't like making too many of like one material or something, because it just doesn't feel right. So, but yeah, with that, I think we'll just add like a little bit more to thing, and yeah, so small holes, so on and so forth. But with that, that's honestly the a weird pumpkin and melon farm, if I do say so myself, because like usually pumpkin and melon farms probably either look like industrial towers or they have like a better vibe to it. But yeah, I still have to work. There is still like kind of this path that I do want to try to like formulate, and I kind of have a design-ish, probably using like a mixture of like cobbled deep slate with the polished, and then you kind of like carry that over, because it is supposed to be ruined. We're gonna like insert a few dirt blocks slash path blocks in between, and you'll have it. So I actually have some polish right here, so we can like punch out some dirt, and maybe this one will be like mainly polished, because polish at least gives this like kind of sense of like bigger stones to in like the, like it's like more solid, if that makes sense. So we can throw something like that, and we'll probably also want to do a transition with like the quartz and so on and so forth, because it's like this used to be quartz like with like, I don't know, with deep slate, and then somehow like the path got like jumbled up, like the path gets mixed, you walk on it too much. I think I'll probably have to make this more like the quartz is like in the middle, I guess, because that would make more sense. Like, right, you have the kind of the quartz dotting up and down, and then we can put like the what do you call it? We can put the what was that? Deep slate. We can put the deep slate like on the side, and then that shows a little bit more of like kind of like the path itself, and like, you know, this used to be a path, but like it got eroded away, like using with time and so on and so forth. um yeah, so, and then yeah, you can see how like this starts telling like a story, and I still have to there's probably like some like side things I would want to put here, so that way it, like, you know, the wall also, like these pillars look like they have some kind of like support or something like that. But as you can see, like you kind of get this story right, a little bit of a story right here of like, okay, this is like the path, and it was like lined with deep slate, and it was like mainly quartz, but you know, grass took over or something, and you know, it doesn't do that anymore. Yada yada, insert lore here. I don't know. Um, but yeah, something like that. So it looks ruined, but also like new. The idea I was going with like, you know, the whole old, you have old buildings, but you put like new facilities in them. But I feel like for this one, this really is just this is like an outer shell, and I threw some, and like there is the new facility, but they also didn't really try to like incorporate their newness as well. Like it's like old and then got repaired and then got old again. And I think that's like the thing, because that's why like the quartz is broken up as well. Like the quartz path is broken up, but the inside is like fine-ish. Like maybe you'll have like the glass windows, and it'll be broken at certain like parts and something like that. Like you'll have broken glass. Because it's like it's been not maintained, so the glass has slowly like broken because, like, I don't know, there was a bad storm, something fell, a creeper exploded. Who knows? Like there's a lot of story that you can put in, a lot of speculation that you could probably do with like a building like this. And if you take out like chunks here and there, you can start creating more of a story. Or you can have like speculations of like what was done to it, or like how did it get like this? What did it used to look like before? And there's just a lot you can probably do. A lot that I can do if I have time. Time and probably like inspiration, because God knows that I don't have any of that. And then kind of as a side thing, ouch. I don't know if I showed this off in my last episode, but I made a bridge. And I was initially, what I was planning to do actually initially was to make more of a like a natural bridge. So the idea was that the earth like curved up, and there was like a hill here, and there was like a small like stream, and it got like carved out and stuff. But I couldn't, because of like the scale, that like overarching like dirt didn't really work. So it's kind of nicer to just make like a general stone bridge, which I will texture with like moss and so on and so forth, so you can show that this is like older. And then from there we can make a path that either leads like upward over here. I hear zombies. Why is there a zombie? But you can like have a path that leads over to this area, which has potential for a lot of other things, and then like lead it down here where we could have like another bridge, or lead it to over there where, if you see, there's like a really crappy bridge I made. I think at the very beginning of this world, where it's like, it's pretty crappy, not gonna lie. But then just basically start connecting this whole area together. As you can see, this kind of ends at this campfire, and we'll probably like redecorate this area at least. But there's a lot of plans, and because I can't commit to anything, I just work on everything a little bit at a time. But you know what? That's how I play Minecraft, and unfortunately, that's how my episodes are gonna be. So, with that, thank you guys all for watching. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was probably not that exciting, not gonna lie. Kind of lost some motivation, and I also had some real life stuff that I had to deal with. But with that, again, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.